Alright, welcome everybody to the 7th and possibly final installment of my tutorial series, Surviving 7 Days. So, we've covered a lot so far. Let's get this baby loaded and then I can continue rambling on about all of the information you may need to get yourself through that 7th day horde. So yes, we've covered a lot in the last 6 episodes. Everything from what to scrap, what to keep, how to go about organizing your items, looking at different places to collect important items throughout the game, choosing a place to hunker down for the horde night, and building defenses. And basically keeping yourself alive, you know, clothing, dealing with the environment, and the different advantages to the different places you can go in this game. So, back to this random generated seed. Setting is 120-minute days, and everything else is default except the loot. Just to, I did run through the menu at the start about how you can adjust the modded options in the game to tailor make the difficulty to your playstyle. So what I did last time is I built an alternative base to the place of interest, the POI over there, which I had selected as the police station because of the high damage that it can take. But I thought it might be good as well, and seeing as I had the time, to put in this 7th day horde night quick build base. Okay, now it's very simple. That's pretty much it. I've just got to place a few more blocks around the outside just to give myself a little bit more leeway, and so that I don't fall on the traps that I'm about to set down the bottom here. The traps will actually only go around the pillars because that's where they're most likely to attack and congregate. Like they'll try to stick to those parts.
Running, clapping hands, son.
Oh well, thank you. Yes, if you like to play with a bot, there is only the 8-ball in there, but of course you can ask it anything. If you would like to do that, you can hit exclamation point and type 8-ball. So yeah, and then your question afterwards, I suppose. I haven't actually tried it myself, so you would probably be the first if you decided to give it a crack. How many more? I'll probably only need about 20.
Hi, it's Jasmine.
Hey, sweetheart. Lovely to see you. Yes, I'm up to the horde night on this. There's 6 other episodes, like I was saying. And yeah, they'll give you a good technical breakdown of what to expect. So yes, I'm just finishing this, and it should be all sorted. I might need to make some more traps, and also collect a few more essentials before I have the horde arrive. Essentials being ammunition for my bow, and maybe, yeah, I will be making some more melee weapons. As you can see, my club is almost halfway damaged, which means it's going to start losing its ability to defeat zombies. It'll start, yeah, losing its entity damage and its block damage from the halfway point down. So yeah, at this stage, that is a basic horde night base that you could build in under 30 minutes. Especially if you followed some of the other ideas that I talked about, which was collecting resources as much as possible. Actually, it's not entirely finished, is it? Let's just finish that, because I forgot I will need to make, yeah, let's do 2 of those, some ramps up into there, otherwise I won't be able to get on top of that if I fall off. The idea is to try not to fall off on the first night. Obviously, if you're very good at PvP, you would like to, and you'd like to jump off, that's completely up to you, and beat them face to face. So yeah, here we go. I purposefully made it with a center of 1. You can obviously make it center 1, center 2, but this one's center 1 just so that it, for doorways and stairs, will always be central. 2, 3, 4, 5. Now these ramps are usually 1, 2, 3 away from the point you want to jump to, if it's a full block. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's quite important because there's some ramps are easier to jump up on than others because of half blocks and things like that. But just give them a try from the top block. If you can get up there easily, but you can't get up there running, see, like that. And if I was to run off there as if I was a zombie, I'd have no chance, you see. Which I'll tell you about some other tricks to avoid hurting yourself by building your bases, which I found out the hard way, and I'm sure a lot of other people have. Now here we go, a few ramps up here. I'm going to come through at the end and upgrade all of these ones, but not the ones on top, because the idea behind those is that we can shoot through them. And I'll probably be doing a little bit of lawn mowing on this as well, just to clear an area so that I can see where the bodies are falling and that I don't trip and stumble over things. So oh, hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4. See, and these ones, you can't place blocks on those. And like I said at the beginning, they're excellent if you've got, on the first day, these are the ones to break, because you can break them with 1 hit of your fist. Whereas the other ones take 12, the next highest is 15 hits, and you still only get 12. Whereas you could get 12 for, what is it? They're 3 each, so you get 12 for 4 hits of breaking those little ones. Just simple math, but it's just part of something that I do. It doesn't mean it's for everybody. I know how maths can be a frightening experience for most people, especially the teachers. Maths teachers can be the worst at this. Or you've always got there's always a bad teacher somewhere though. But there's probably even more good ones out there, so there is that. Yeah, see, just test everything before you commit to it, and by commit I mean upgrade it, because as you probably know, you can still move these wooden frames while they're not upgraded. So now that looks all good, it's all tested, it's all balanced. The reason I'm balancing it symmetrically is that basically the Horde will attack your weakest side. If it has no weakest side, it will just choose one at random based on maybe the other blocks around. So there's likely dirt that's been broken, and they'll start attacking from that direction. Also, the most attacked blocks on a situation like this, or a structure like this, will be these two. The two nearest the bottom on this outside here, and also this entire ramp. So I'm going to double upgrade those. Seeing as I may not, I don't have that much steel at the moment. I'll only upgrade the most important ones, which are this, and that, and that, because they can get stuck on there. There's little glitches. I'm trying to keep in mind that sometimes you don't have enough resources to complete a build when you've been trying to survive and kill zombies and explore and everything that you need to do at the start of this game. For that reason, that's why I thought, that's why I'll tell you to always build from the bottom up. The bottom is the weakest. That's where it's likely the most zombies will hit, because if you think about it, every zombie can be turned into a crawler, except for dogs and bears. So that means crawlers only attack at that bottom level. So when they're down here, they can only attack the very bottom, and standing zombies can usually attack the second level. You might also have to think about this. You see how that's showing a half block? If we would put this there, it would flatten it out so that now you can see a full block there, and they'll be standing lower and hitting lower on both of those blocks. It also deletes any grass that is underneath it. So if you want to collect the grass, break it first. You won't be able to place blocks on top of things like snowberries and little blocks of wood and stuff, because basically the space is already occupied and it doesn't have enough load, or it doesn't have enough load to support the block, so it will fall. So if you see that stuff, just pick it up if it's in your way. No big mystery there. Try and get through this as fast as I can as well. Also trying to cover as much. I usually pick all of these up actually around my fighting area. Not so much the grass, but definitely things like snowberry, cotton, small stones, look, there's one, bird's nest, break all that stuff, because if a zombie happens to die and fall on top of that, they won't, the bodies will, they won't turn into gore and they won't drop loot, because the block is already occupied. They'll just pop and disintegrate into nothing. So if you want to collect the loot, break all that stuff. If you don't mind that bodies break, then don't worry about it. It's no biggie. Like I have reiterated 100 times, there is no wrong way to play this game. However, if you are dying often, then you should probably look at changing a few of the things that you do in the game. Because as many glitches as there are, it's often just small little changes that you can make to improve your ability to play this game. Do that there. I'm also leveling up my construction tools while I'm doing this. I actually forgot to do all of the wood up to second grade level, which would be a great idea, because I did collect the wood to do that, so I'll do that on this next lot as well, and go and complete the other two. Grass gets in the way. Good thing as well while you're building is just to take a look behind you every now and again. When you're building something, it acts like a campfire or a forge, and it actually attracts zombies. So once you've built a lot in one area, they'll want to come and see what you're up to. They'll hear what you're doing. So yeah, always take that moment to look behind you, because you don't want to turn around and then there's a whole bunch of dogs coming, because dogs really suck. Kind of hate those guys. If you want to pick up a whole lot of wood frames all at once, just hold triangle. Same goes for things like cotton. Like, you can run around and just as long as you touch on it, you can pick a whole lot up at once without having to spam tap, because you can easily miss stuff. I'll break these because they'll be in my line of sight. If zombies get behind them, they'll go up and down, and I might miss a headshot that I really need to get. I'll take them out, grab you, collect you if you got anything. Have I got an axe? Yes, I do. I got 2. Yeah. Okay, so I'll put that there. Somebody's coming. See how I like I dodged there. There we go. Any more buddies? 30 points. Okay, soon as I'm in a safe spot, I'll be using those points, I imagine. I'll have enough level up to actually purchase the concrete yeah, the concrete perk, which is a great one to purchase. Because then instead of upgrading this whole thing to concrete, I'd pick a new place and build some concrete blocks if I have lots of stone, or build some rebar if I had lots of iron. Yeah, that was a good kill. He had a good death. Now, a few more of these need to be upgraded. If I didn't want to upgrade everything to iron, I would actually just remove the iron from my inventory. That's the safest way, especially if you're going for the look of a place. So, you know, build a chest, put your stuff in the chest, and then go ahead and upgrade everything. So now, oh, locked up. Thought it was going to die there for a second. So now I have a good solid base to start from, and I can shoot through these like so and shoot at zombies that are down there. So all I need to do now is use some of this iron and this wood to make more of these. I'll need to have quite a few. Well, there is going to be 8 blocks around each pillar that I want to put those. So 8 times 4 is 32. So I need 32 and then a few extra ones so that I can stop any dogs if they sneak up on me. So I've already got 30. Let's just do another 10. Well, I've got 29. We're talking about 30. Oh my golly. Alright, here we go. Oh, I don't actually need to do this, but here I am doing it anyway. It'll also sort of make a dip in the ground, so they'll slide into my traps and get further stuck than they would otherwise. Yeah. If you don't want to turn right around, you can of course just duck. And if that undetected shows up, then you're fine and you can continue. But I like to look around because I enjoy having the advantage of seeing them before they see me. While I'm doing this, I'm going to remove that and punch the grass, because I don't actually want any grass underneath there for no apparent reason. I won't be filling this whole area with traps, because if I'm running and dodging zombies and I come up here and somehow I miss my jump, I don't land on my traps. That's why they're laid out in this formation, okay? Just a little bit of thought beforehand can save you a lot of trouble later. So when your game's off, one of my suggestions would be to get some math paper and draw up the design you want to see built. Because, you know, there's a whole lot that will work based on this idea. They don't have to be this shape, they don't have to have 4, they can have as many or as few as you want. Just keep in mind that if they start breaking more than one of these, your base is going to fall and then you'll have nowhere to hide. Okay, so that's why I've put in 4 pillars, because they'll need to break 2 to drop half of this place. Even then, if they break these 2, it will still stand. Just. No, only just. Calculating. Okay. It won't stand if they break 2 of them. So if it's getting dangerous, if you see them all attacking one pillar, it's a good idea to stand on the other pillars and fight from them. But I'll also go into the strategy you want to employ to get the most out of this design. It's basically, you want to run around and draw the zombies into the traps and then move from pillar to pillar to attract them to different ones. You don't want to have them all bunching up on one pillar for too long, because they will quickly destroy it. Just like they'll quickly destroy these traps. Any that get stuck in the traps, kill them first. Any crawlers that get stuck in the traps, kill them first, before any walkers that get stuck in the traps. Obviously you can't always do this, but you can try. Yeah, those sorts of things actually do help with staying alive and keeping your base as functional as possible till the bitter end of Horde Night, which is coming up in about 44 minutes. I went over how long minutes were when you convert. So an hour and 2 hour days, well, an hour in game time works out to about 5 minutes in real time. It works out to exactly 5 minutes in real time. So when you're on hour-long days, 2.5 minutes per hour, and when you're on, excuse me, the default, which is 50, it's around two minutes per hour. It doesn't work out to an exact number, or at least I haven't bothered to work it out. But a 50-minute day makes for a very fast-paced game, and if you've, say, got a Saturday where you get up early, you'll be able to do the Horde Night by the afternoon if you get up at like 8 o'clock. So if you start playing at 8 o'clock, if you get up at 8 o'clock, it's like you're still massively sleeping in compared to when I have to get up now. So anyway, there we go. We have our scrap frame Horde base made out of junk in less than an hour. So if you're on default, it'll be 1 day of your time to build that, so always keep that day aside. Oh, I didn't make it. I didn't make it. Okay, another good reason to have your Horde base away from your area where you keep all your chests and stuff is that you can actually, they won't be attacking this place unless it's behind their direct line of sight where they come in to eat you, I suppose. So yeah, that's another thing. If you want to keep all your gear, make sure you have a place where you live and a place where you fight on Horde Night, and screamers and stuff. So you'll probably want to put your forges where your Horde base is, because they can attract screamers, and then you can use it as a tool to gain experience and levels in this game very quickly, much quicker than just fighting them organically or naturally throughout the game. What else? Okay, I've got a few of these building parts that I can put away. I put building things in here, didn't I? Yes. There we go. You can go over there. As always, if you have an idea about how you want to organize everything, use it, because if you're changing from game to game, playing with different bunches of friends, you'll find it very difficult to remember where all your stuff is. So if you have a system like my one was just resources, food, clothes, and guns. It's just simple. 4 chests, and then as the game goes on, once you get into like the day 30s and the day 60s, by that time you'd have enough resources to build a proper storage unit with all the big storage boxes and stuff like that. And I'm back in that chest again. I don't actually need to be in there. What I need to be doing is collecting arrows, and while I'm doing that, breaking some rocks to make some more forged iron and getting my forge going, because look, I haven't got much of anything left at the moment. Here we go. Let's get you 127, 10 minutes. Alright, put some wood in here, get it cooking, and then we'll go do some scavenging. I should be back in time for this to not run out of clay, which will also mean I might need to dig some clay. So we'll see where I put my shovel. Here we go. And I'll put back this one and I'll swap that one. Won't really need my hammer if I'm going scavenging, because I do have my wrench that I can use to upgrade, but the hammer is kind of good, and you can always make a stone axe. There's no reason why you can't, and you could consider it spam crafting as well to level up your construction tools. Bottle of murky water. Alright, I need to put that away in here. Okay, now I've got 20 of those. 160 of them, damn. Okay, now we're looking good. I'm just going to set up my tools here, make sure I've got everything, have something to eat, and then I'm out again. I want to build up my wellness before I hit Horde night to as high as possible. Now I've been trying to only eat food that is going to grant me wellness, like over here it says fullness wellness. I try to eat only that unless I'm out and scavenging and I need the space, and then I'll eat something out of a can. So that's why I'm not filling my health right up, my hunger right up to 100%. I want to leave it down a bit so that I can eat, because if you're at 100% fullness, you won't be able to eat anything. So you can't use that trick of gaining an extra space and then scrapping the cans into metal, into iron there. So yep, that looks good. I've got one bottle of water, which should be more than enough, because I will be collecting some as I'm out there. I'll just make sure to drink out of the chest here. 76 should be sweet. Okie dokie, let's get out there and not go through the door that I blocked up, which is I'm still doing as a habit from playing this game for so long. I mean, like playing with the police station in that place for so long. So I'm gonna go loot around here. I think I'll have to be looking for feathers. I'll actually have a better chance finding feathers out in the forest and out in these areas, and I'll also find a lot of iron and stuff. I mean iron ore from boulders, which are your best bet at the start of the game. I've probably said that 20 times as well, but it's probably good because not everybody will watch all of them. So I'll try to repeat myself, despite how much I actually despise repetition. But it's a natural law that most people need something repeated 3 times in order for it to stick in your memory. That's why when you go to learn something and it's new to you, you want to read it and then write it down and say it while you're writing it. That way you can learn something 3 times as fast, because you're doing 3 different ways of learning that thing at once. Okay, bit of wood. No reason I can't do that. I just don't want to stick around and pick up tree after tree. I will want to do some rocks over there. I will stick around for all of them, but not these ones. Okay, if you're going to break rocks, don't break these ones. They just give you rock, ore. Okay, these other ones, oh geez, I should have busted that last bit, but these other ones give you rock, ore, lead, rock, ore, coal, you know, and it's random coal, lead or nitrate, so you're actually getting more for your buck out of breaking these ones. But they are finite, they do run out, so try not to collect all of them from around your base. Try to go out as far as you can before you start doing that, because if you need something in a pinch, you'll want to just run outside and break a couple of rocks, you know. So get away from your base before you start doing this. That's why I passed a bunch over there. That's why I didn't stop to get those. And as usual, I'm spinning or rotating around the rock just so that I can see if there are any zombies coming, especially doggies, because sometimes you won't hear them until they're right behind you. Those dogs, they don't always make a noise, they don't always growl, and I think that's what gets most people. It's what's gotten me more than once, and it is not a pretty sight. when I get eaten by a dog because I wasn't doing something that's very easy and often saves my life. Pow. Okay, now this is also on coal. This is also on clay, so I'm going to pick up the clay. I'm not too... Ooh, what was that? Nothing? Okay. Yeah, I'm going to pick up the clay, but I'm not too worried about the other items like the cotton and stuff like that, because I want to keep as much room as possible in my inventory. Even though I'm really only collecting a few things. See, so far, if you're breaking rocks, you're going to need 5 slots. Sorry. So this is what you're going to get out of your rocks up the top here, plus this. Okay. So.
Well, hello there.
Right. Hey, Grosh James. Hello, how's it going, my friend? Welcome. Just doing a bit of a tutorial here. Just talking about rocks. Yeah, it's riveting stuff. So, yeah, it's coming up to Horde night, so I'm just collecting the last of what I need. Just to keep things going. How are you doing tonight? Have you played 7 days before? Are you new to it, or have you been playing quite a while? Anyway, I'm getting some clay and trying not to pick up these other things. If I dig out from underneath something, it's going to be destroyed 90% of the time. Sometimes it will not be destroyed and fall into, like, it will fall and then you'll be able to collect it, but not always. So if you do want the stuff that you're digging underneath, break it first or pick it up first. I'm just not particularly keen on getting some more cotton because I collected a lot of that during the first few days and I have a good store at home. So keeping an eye on your inventory, knowing what you need and what you don't need, it's a good thing.
And I've been playing for a year.
Oh, awesome, man. That's cool. Yeah, so this is mainly aimed at people who haven't been playing long, but there might be some information in here that might help you. You never know. And of course, if you have any questions...
How are you doing?
I'm doing well, thanks. It's a chilly but beautiful night here in New Zealand. And yes, all is well. So with a little luck, I'll be able to do this Horde night without a death and have a little fun in the process. So I think, 1200 at this stage with how many? 8 hours left before Horde night. I think 1200 is going to be enough for what I want to do. So I'm going to collect some more of these arrows. I'll just keep building them as I'm going. Always leaving one so that if you happen to pick up a whole bunch of stuff in here, you can still pick up more feathers. If that's your goal, to get a lot of arrows, you're going to need a lot of feathers. But yeah, where are you from, Grosh? Hope I'm saying that correctly. Some lovely wood might be nice this time of year. I'll see if there's any buildings around here as well. Hey, what is that? That is probably the town that I just came from, isn't it? Yes, it is. Okay, cool. I want to check out a few more buildings, I think.
Germany.
Oh, Germany. Ah, wonderful. Wunderbar. That's probably not German. Sorry. Yeah, I'm not much of a linguist, but I'm definitely interested in it. That would explain the name as well. That's great. Now, have I got what I needed so far? 134. I might just break a few more rocks to ensure that I've got enough iron and everything for tonight. I never know when a little more might come in handy. And I might just stay out till 3 o'clock and then hit the town and try and do some grinding for bits and pieces in the city again, because there's quite a few shops and houses that I haven't been into. There's a lot of safes that I haven't cracked yet because I wanted to wait until I had Quality Joe at least level 1 before I open my safes, because for all the time you spend breaking something open, you don't want to just get a level 100 or level 50 item. And also it gives you time to build up your mining skill and all that sort of thing, so that you're going to be able to break that safe open quicker. Because obviously you get a lot more resources from breaking some rock or this coal and nitrate that you find lying around the place. Like I said, I haven't done anything about tearing cars apart, and I'm not going to try until I've gotten the what do you call it, Mini Bikes for Dumb Shits book. Now, in this first week I don't focus on getting a mini bike unless I've found that book by chance. Obviously I look in all the places I can to find the books, and I could probably list them, which would, starting from the most obvious ones leading to the least obvious, would be in the Cracker Book bookstore, followed by in cars and on crawler zombies. Surprise, surprise, I found quite a few on crawler zombies. Filing cabinets, mailboxes. What else is there? Other places for mini bikes for dumb shits. Oh, hello lady. I see you. I see you, baby. Shaking that head. Ooh, I think she's a little far away. And my aim is stink. Yeah, there she goes. Come and see me over here. I know you're over there and you know I'm over here. So come and get me while I break this rock. So then I don't waste my arrows firing at you randomly from long distance. Just checking that she hasn't alerted any others while that's happening. Alright. Okay, lady. You can die now. No, not right now. Maybe now. Thank you, lady. It's always funny, those mums. They're always on the prescription pills. Damn. It's an epidemic, It is. It's the hardest job in the world, being a mum. I wouldn't know though, because obviously I'm the wrong sex. Well, that might not be obvious. I am quite effeminate. Right, is there some more rocks, or should I'm gonna hit the town and look for some more parts, maybe a gun or two, because I've got a level 34 pistol, that ain't gonna do much at all against zombies. At least I've got some bullets, but it all depends on how good your gun is. Ooh, hello. Come here. Let me shoot you. No, do not hide from me. Come on, buddy. Come on, bud. Just let me get a sneaky. Yeah. One. Now, wait until he stops and just creep forward. Ooh, he went down a hill. Worst case scenario, they go down a hill. Okay, because he's not going to run in a different direction. It's just he's going to bolt when he sees me again. Okay, he's just at the right distance, I think, if I can get the glitch. Yeah, there we go. There's a glitch, and I'll remind everybody of that, where if the animal that you're shooting at is a specific distance away, around the distance I just shot that one, they will not run away. They will stay in the same place. So After you've shot, don't move, just leave it there. If they don't run away, then all you got to do is
I found a
readjust.
pistol in some desk in a school.
Ah, oh dear. That's bad. But very cool for you. I mean, just like bad in general that a kid would have one in a desk in a school, man. That sucks. Obviously, we've seen the pistols in the toilets often, because in movies, especially American movies, there's always a gun in the toilet. If they're gangster movies or they're trying to hide their stuff, there's like a gun in a plastic bag next to, you know, a couple of stacks of cash. But yeah, that's cool. I haven't found one in a desk. So, like I say, it's one of those games. You learn something new every day. And I was hoping I hadn't learned everything, because then I could probably say I'd clock the game, and I'd have to just lament and be patient until the update, which is arriving hopefully long before December 21st. But if they're to be trusted on the 7 Days to Die forum, they said before the end of the year. So that's the end of the year. It's got to be any time before then, and we should get at least 24 to 48 hours notice before they go live with that, because they submit it, and then the last few updates they have, a bit high. Yeah, the last few updates, they've said that they've submitted it to PlayStation Network for registration and stuff like that. So you sort of get a little bit of a warning to either finish up your map or whatever you're doing. These pigs, I've been having trouble hitting these pigs lately, but obviously I was down in a gully. He had the advantage of height, and we all know what happens with that, don't we, Anakin Skywalker? I'm also smelling like meat, even though it's not showing up. I've got meat here, but as you'll see in the bottom left-hand corner, my game often glitches, and I think it must be due to my modded settings. It might have something to do with the loot respawn, because I've modded that, or the time, because those are the two things that I have actually changed from the original default settings that I can be sure of. What else is there? The spawn rate, I think I upped that a little bit. But yeah, that pig is gone. He is a master of disguise. He could be any of these bushes, or perhaps even that tree, depending on his level of stealthy ability. So once again, the pig has gotten the better of me. There's a zombie over there, and if I'm to stick to my rules, rule 17, always kill every zombie. You never know when you're going to need to, when he's seen you after you've left, and he's going to turn around and beat you up. So kill every zombie. You know, if you've got the ammo, if you've got the health, do it. If you don't, you know, take a step, take a moment, take a breath, and consider your options. But it's always better to know that there's no zombies coming for you than it is to have that constantly niggling at you in the back of your mind that there was that one zombie that I didn't kill. Okay, show me the map. Alright, I'm nearly to the point that I want to be. I want to be looking down here in the map, so I'm sort of still heading that, jeez, forgotten already. I'm still heading in that south direction whilst I'm looking for arrows and rocks, because I still got a little bit of time. It's coming up to 4 PM, 6 hours to go before the Horde night begins. And if you want to be really awesome, you will give yourself 2 hours. You know, you want to get home 2 hours before Horde night starts, because if you're anything like me, there's going to be something you forgot about. There is bound to be something you've forgotten about, and it just won't do if you get home at 9:58 and find that that thing you need, like your club or your bow and arrow, like in my case the club, takes 2.5 minutes, right? And that's like I said, if you're on an hour-long day, that's a whole hour you've got to wait for that to build. Long bloody time to be weaponless, you know. So, ooh. I thought I heard something. Okay, it's nothing. Just the paranoia monster again. You know, there's that intuition though. If you're out in the street and you feel like somebody's watching you, trust that intuition. Like, this is just a game. Like, I really can't get hurt unless, you know, a major thumb injury, or maybe back strain, neck strain, or maybe side when you try to lean out of the way of some zombie that's trying to get you, not realizing that you're not physically in the game because you've been playing it for way too long. So that probably leads me to game safety, which is always take short breaks. Just like PlayStation told you, except forget what they said and then you tell yourself, that way you're in charge. Okay, my game keeps locking up on me. It's just going to save itself, and hopefully save my game properly, which it has been doing very well, because there's a lot of little things that if you sort of stick to the rules that I set out, you won't run into any of the glitch problems that a lot of other people do have. The major ones are, don't put up too many lights with switches and mobile spotlights. That's actually number 2. Number 1 is, don't dupe. Don't fucking dupe. It's just straight up. Don't dupe and your game will last a lot longer. You will get 100% less blue screen action. And if you're anything like me, you'll get frustrated with blue screen action. Yes, I saw that zombie over there. I'm going to kill it. I just wanted her to come to me. I'm not too worried about the sneak bonus because she's only 1. If she was 2 or 3, I would worry about that sneak bonus. Just so that you have that little bit of an advantage again. I don't really want dirt because I'm not in a position to make much fertilizer as yet. So, yeah, not worried about that. This is obviously danger zone when you're actually digging the stuff on the ground because you can't see that far away from you. See, I can only see maybe 5 or 6 blocks before my vision is obscured by, what do you call it? By grass and the ground level, blah, blah, blah. Okay, prisons. The prison is a great place to collect a few items. Okay, there's a lot of stuff in a prison. What I particularly go for in the prison is the iron bars. They'll give you 10 iron each, and the mobile spotlights. There's 4 of them, 1 on each tower. There's a whole bunch of electric parts and stuff like that in the lights and all that, and it makes for a quite amazing base. And if you go to my 7 Days to Die playlist under Visionary, you'll be able to see, if you go right back to the start, you'll be able to see the prison that I started off with and upgraded to. Or probably not started off with, actually. Yeah, I wasn't streaming when I started that build, but you'll be able to see what it turned into after starting, like as we see here. So if you do see this place, it's a lot of work to get it up and running, but it will last you the entire game. I didn't need to leave that place. I chose to leave because my plan was to build a city, a base, a Horde night base in the middle of the hub. So, oh, it's a passing gas. This is exactly what I was looking for. And obviously I got excited about the about that prison there. Get down, lady. Oh, 2 in a row. Oh, can we call that a threesome? No, we don't want to. That would be gross. Not with those 2. Jeez. They may be twins, but undead twins? I think not. Okay, is that a wandering horde over there, or is it just a couple of zombies walking in the same direction? And there's one behind me. Cool. Okay. He hasn't seen me yet. Those guys haven't seen me. I've just got to get rid of some of the stuff and scrap it. Drop that. Don't particularly need it just yet. Let's recipe this into bone shivs just to upgrade our weaponsmithing, and let's kill her because she's going to see me any moment. Oh, it's not her that's seen me. Who has seen me? Yeah, these guys, I'm going to have to do some damage control. And as usual, I won't want to overuse my bow and arrow just when I need to. I'll actually want to use my melee weapon, which I'm going to be repairing or replacing, likely replacing. Which is probably another reason why I would have liked to have brought that forged iron with me. Always aim for the head. I know I'm getting it way off, but it's basically because the time you swing the bat and when the bat actually connects is two different things, and you'll notice that from weapon to weapon. You'll have to figure out exactly when it hits, and you can do that just by hitting a tree and get that rhythm into your head, and then you'll know exactly when to pull that trigger. Okay, that's 3 down. Those were the 3. He's going to pop because he's on a rock. Either that or we shift to the side. See, hear that? He just popped. That's what I mean by popping zombies. You lose their bodies. So if anything lands on something like that, loot them first. Don't worry about the other ones that haven't landed on something like that, because you'll be able to go back and get their gear after you've gotten the one that's more importantly going to be disappearing for good, because they could have a weapon on them, they could have anything. So I said before, this bandage has a glitch to it. If you scrap 2 bandages at once, you will wind up with, oh look, I'm going to drop those. Don't actually need them. Don't need that either. Should have been ducking while I was doing this as well, so then I can tell if somebody sees me. Right, cool. So I've got a couple of spaces. If it gets really hairy, I'll drop the paper. Holy crap, crap weasel gone damn fucking shit. Where the hell is he coming at me from? You inside, buddy? Sounds like it. I'll take that. Yeah, there's a couple of guys inside there. Don't hit the red barrels. You know, obviously if you played a few video games, the red barrels explode. They don't always, but honestly I haven't tried it with a pickaxe and stuff lately, because I sort of have the feeling that they're going to explode. So if you'd like to let me know in the comments how many times you've died from exploding barrels, I would be very interested to know about it. Hey mister, anybody home? Who is in here? I can hear somebody stomping about. Don't fucking sneak out and fucking jump scare me, you bastards. Will not be happy about that. Okay. Yeah, he fucking ain't seen me. He might be on the roof, alright? I'm obviously not looting everything, because first things first, safety is #1 priority. Okay, so I clear the area first, and then I loot the place. No, it makes sense, doesn't it? That's why they use that technique in the army. Remove all hazards before attending the wounded and securing the area. You know, secure the area before tending the wounded, because there's no point in tending the wounded if you're just going to get wounded, right?
Did you say something about a new update?
Yes, I did say something about a new update. On the 6th of June, Claire, who is the PR manager for the 7 Days to Die console development team, mentioned that they would be releasing the new update for the console before the end of the year. Okay, now that's as specific as they got about the time. They did go into a little detail about what was going to be included, and she said that some elements from the first thing she said is the big part of the update was that they're going to be upgrading the Unity engine to Unity 2017 and possibly even Unity 2018, which it's basically the game engine that controls how smooth everything runs, how much it can run at once, the video, the graphics, a whole bunch of things. So that will be awesome. Secondarily, they were going to add a few of the elements from Alpha 15 and Alpha 16 that are in the PC version. Now, I've been through the entire patch notes for A15 and A16 on the PC from when they came out years and years ago. I think they're up to A18, 19, something like that on PC. So I went through the whole lot, and we've actually got a lot of what is in A15 and 16 in this version already. So, the things that did stand out were as follows. A few of the zombies, the footballer zombie, the miner zombie, which they then took out in 16. It was mainly zombies and electricity and the compound bow. So those were the main differences that I saw between what was on this version versus what was on what they listed as well. What is on this version versus what was on the PC versions that they listed, which is pretty cool. That it gives us a lot to speculate on. I don't particularly like to get into speculation. I'm quite happy to be patient and just get what I'm given, because I've still got a few things in my head that I'd like to do on this game, of this version of the game, I should say. So that being said, I'm only looking into things that are possible and trying not to speculate further or give false expectations about what to expect to anybody. Will I need to scrap that? Maybe not. I think I've got enough to wrench these now. Did I walk right through that garage and not see a workbench, or did I just overlook it because I was so busy rambling? Probably rambling. I'm going to get back there in a second and make sure that I've got an open space in case there was a workbench down there, because it basically would have saved me a little bit of points that I could use later, because this is one of the few places you can find a workbench. I can't list any more than the passing gas, because I have personally not found any workbenches anywhere other than the passing gas. Okay, what have I done here? I might have to drop that, I think. No, I can do this, scrap that. So
Are there going to be new guns or gun attachments?
They didn't mention anything specific about what guns, weapons, or attachments they were going to add. What I did notice in that update, there was a workbench. Yes, awesome. Thanks, man. Like I said, I'll be straight back down there after that to pick it up. So I'll make myself a space, which is going to be cloth fragments. I reckon I'll get rid of those, because I have quite a few at home. Actually, to be smarter about that, I can put them in a container, and if I ever come back here I can pick them up. So first things first, grab that workbench. Oh, what am I doing? Use this first. Remember to count so that you don't overdo it on your pickaxe, and then use your wrench last and you can pick it up. Da-da-da. Mission complete. Right. That was exactly what I needed. So I managed to pick up everything. This has been a very lucky, aside from not picking up a mini bike book, it's been a very lucky run through, especially with killing 3 bears on the very first day, before I'd even hit level 3. I think they were, I'd killed about 6 zombies and then I killed 3 bears. It was just ridiculous. I'm probably underestimating the amounts of zombies in there, because I did travel quite a while to get to those. These aren't much use breaking down, like they're 300 and then you only get 3 to 14 for these. it's random. If you're going to break something down, you'll want to break the shelves, and I'll show you those in a second. Ooh, that is a nice football helmet. Very nice. Okay, well, I'll have to just remember that that's there. In the meantime, I've got enough time to run back home. I might just check this first. Run back home, drop all this important stuff off. Oh, paper. Okay, I'll be back. I'll be back. Yeah, so I'll drop off what I can, lay down my workbench, get another club started so that when I return it's all ready for me and I don't have to carry that forged iron around that I was talking about earlier. And then I can get back. Yeah, that would be great, wouldn't it? That would be great. Because yeah, at the moment our only silent, the most silent weapons are the knife. Well, basically the melee weapons and the bow. So yeah, the bow and the crossbow. They have the least noise, and that's probably something that I didn't go into during my my tutorial, was actually that they have a noise range. So noise range 1 meter. So from a meter away they can hear you, which a meter is 1 block. Okay, but I've noticed them up to 5 meters away actually noticing that. So I'm not sure whether that's a glitch or whether perhaps I was in the wrong in thinking that. But if we have a look at something like the gun here, 15 meters. So if 1 is 5, then 15 is 5 times 15 is please 60. No, that's not right, is it? 30, 60, 75. Okay. But that's just at a guess. I'm pretty sure they're just saying one's louder than the other, blah blah blah. So yeah, take into account noise range. If you're in a state like you've got low health and low stamina and you've got no food and nothing to repair yourself, you'll want to go quiet, because as soon as you fire a gun, a random amount of zombies will pop up around your location. Probably just out of your range of vision or hearing. So, you know, you might pop around a corner and then ta-da, there's 6 zombies there. So, yeah, that's one of the things to look out for. Noise will attract zombies. Even if there's none around, it doesn't mean that they're gonna not be, then it doesn't mean they're not gonna just randomly spawn because you shot your gun. I've seen it happen over and over again. So if you're not willing to fight, don't go loud. Keep it quiet. Use your knife. Use your bow, just like they do in every single bloody zombie-related program on television. Okay, I'm just going to dump everything that I can in here.
Can you have shows surrounding biomes on?
Do I have shows surrounding biomes on? Oh, no, I don't have long distance terrain on at the moment. So, I think, yeah, I don't know if you're meaning being able to see further using the options menu at the very start. So right now it is not on for the long distance terrain. Basically because I was on a world with some friends and it's a very elaborate, well-built world, fully built out world, and when I have the long distance terrain on, it seems to crash really often. I've got lots of lights, they've been duping, so that has a lot to do with that, but essentially I turned it off for that reason, though I did have that on at the beginning of this, in the earlier versions of this tutorial. Now, I need to collect that, don't I? And make... I've already got one! Well, now I've got 2. There's 2's better than 1. But I did want to show people that you can find those workbenches in the passing gas. I forgot, that's right, I was talking to Whiskey, Gaming with Whiskey, go check out her channel. I was talking to her about making it, and I used some of my skills to make that workbench, to get that workbench, because it was on the list of things I needed to do. The next thing was, of course, concrete mixing. Okay, I was going to save it for steelsmithing, but it's construction 40, and I'm still a long way from that, so I should be able to get a few levels under my belt before I need to get that. Where is it? Construction tools, wasn't it? Construction tools. Yeah, there's construction tools at 26, and yeah, construction tools 10, construction tools 40. So yeah, I'm still 14 levels away from that because I haven't actually upgraded that much. But yeah, I'm going to build this spiked club, aren't I? I think I have to build it in here, if memory serves. Yeah, here we go. The spike club is best against the dogs, just because it not only stuns them a little bit, it's got a faster hit rate than the sledgehammer. Like, the sledgehammer is the best club in the game. It's just, for me, I prefer to have a little speed, and then as I get better, once I've got up to max on Pummel Pete and all the club weapons, then I start using that awesome sledgehammer, and it does a heck of a lot of damage, and you lose a lot more stamina. You lose a lot less stamina every time you swing the thing. So I can also go in here and pick up my other busted things and combine them in my workbench. While I can possibly spam craft a few things while I'm at it, just some stone axes. I'm going to do these in my personal inventory, just 12. You'll only need 10 per level, depending on what level you're currently at. But I'll do these first, because if you don't want to combine them, you can always scrap them, you know. And I don't mean scrap in your inventory, I actually mean smelt. So you can put them into the forge and get a return on your investment. So the reason I'm doing this at the moment is so I want to be here when that completes, so I can gain the experience for the weapon that I've created, so for weaponsmithing. And basically all I'm doing with that, it is kind of a waste. It is actually a massive waste in comparison to smelting it again, because I can turn it into more forged iron, which I can make a new pickaxe out of. And I think it was about 150 iron that I got out of pickaxe last time. So that's cool. You can also quick move to that. What I'm going to do here is I'm just going to build that up. It's only going to go up 3, but it's actually increasing my weaponsmithing while I'm doing that, so that's kind of cool. Anytime you can get something to increase your main skills and stuff, I would suggest you use it, because later in the game it's not so important. You know, it gives you such a negligible amount of experience that it's not even worth it. Unfortunately, you can't actually sell a stone axe, you know, which would be cool, because you could do a whole lot like this and do them up to level 600 and then sell them, but you can't. You can pretty much see by no sell price in the top right hand corner of the middle box there. But anyway, the reason I'm combining them is because I'm getting a little bit of experience towards my toolsmithing every time I do that, and it was just something to keep me busy while I waited for that to create itself. Alright, what else do I need to drop off here? Probably don't need that, Don't need the shovel anymore, so I'll leave that behind. It will give me an extra slot. Put the forged iron back. Make sure this is cooking something, which it was. Excellent. And get it going with some more. Let's see how much we can do. Because by the time I get back, it'll be another 1600 or whatever, 25 times 5. Okay, 254 times 5. So that's 1250, 1300, something like that. Great. So that's busy. I want to put these arrows back because they're just taking up a space at the moment. They're not doing me any good in there. I will pick them up before Horde Night arrives because I may just need them. Oh crap, I hit another one. That's going in the forge. And I've got my target, which is 500 arrows. So from now on, I'm not going to be picking up feathers unless I do so by accident. Or I have a spare slot and I just need to fill it. So there we go. Excellent. Let's put that in there. I don't need that on my travels. I will need this though. And I've got an hour and 20. Okay, so it's really time to just do that final check around the base. I want to maybe build some more traps. I could have built some log traps and stuff like that. So let's get a few of those cooking. I could pull out that second workbench as well and increase the speed at which I make things. So that would be cool. But I'm just going to do, say, 40 of these. Unfortunately, I'm going to miss out on the experience from those while that does that. But I'll make some better ones in my inventory. Let's do 20 of those. I didn't really go hard on the iron again. So, there we go. Da-da-da. Yeah, shot bro. Right in the middle of my tutorial. As usual, that is my good friend Rambo Sutho Gaming inviting me to join him. He's very considerate like that. Oh, I found a long barrel shotgun. Okay. Yeah, so I can kind of get double experience.
How to defend yourself from other players.
Yes, I do. I've come up with some ideas that would be very beneficial, and I was thinking I would like to do a couple of episodes at a couple of hours each, explaining what I would consider the best ideas for PvP games. Right now, I've been working for over 200 hours on another map that has a lot of those ideas built into it already. The only thing I haven't done is shown those live on stream. What I've been doing is doing them off screen so that they have no idea what is going to hit them when they come to attack my base. Once we get the new update, I will be opening it up and I will actually be tracking down a bunch of raiders, hopefully the best in the business, to come and try and destroy and loot my base. So yeah, I thought that would be just a fun thing to do once the update comes, because I won't be able to use my old world. Hopefully I'll be able to actually load it. If I can't, then too bad, so sad. I could always hold off on the update. I could, wait until I'm sure that I can still load my game before I update, and then just invite people. But they'd have to not have the update as well. But yeah, that is yet another giant subject that should be that is actually very important, especially if you're playing the multiplayer online and creative version of this game. I'm in the wrong place. I want to do this. Now it's Horde Night. I'm going to grab some arrows, and actually I'll grab the whole lot of those. I will dump all the things that I don't need and pick up all the stuff that I do. So what I want is I want weapons, I want armor. I should check my armor before I go. I want to eat, and I want to take a little bit of food with me. You shouldn't be worried about carrying smelly food on the Horde Night, because you're going to be hunted anyway. So don't really even worry about that.
Do you want me to put your defenses to the test?
Sure. You'll have to get in line. Yeah, you will definitely have to get in line. There's a couple of people that I've already lined up to have a first crack, but you're welcome to just add my PSN, which is just the same as my YouTube account, except with a hyphen in the middle. So yeah, you're welcome to have a crack at it. Meanwhile, I better get my ass out to that Horde base and just check that everything's good, because I did decide that I was going to fight this horde from that base out there. I don't have any spotlights. I probably should have gotten into that prison and grabbed them. That would have been a really clever idea. I don't need my wrench. I need a chest though. Yeah, I need a chest just to drop stuff in. I'll just make a couple of those. See, I'm getting away with the fairies again and not focusing on what I was doing. But at least I've got 2.5 minutes to suss this out, and that's more than enough time. What was I going to put in here? These. No, I don't need those. Oh, cheers. Grosh. Awesome. I will reply to that as soon as I'm done here. Now, okay, that's gone. It was the wrench that I need to put back, and the damn pickaxe. Here we go. Won't need a pickaxe on Horde Night. Won't need a wrench. Will need a hammer. Will need resources. Put it down, damn it. And I will need an iron fire axe just to quickly destroy some of the zombie bodies. Now I've got my poncho on me to cool me down. Got a little bit of water. I will definitely be picking up food when I'm jumping down to loot these zombies. Because this is not a lootable base. This is just a, oh my god, it's Horde Night and in a few hours I need to make a base. Okay, so yeah, this isn't the best design ever. It's just what is going to work for you if you've got a few meager resources and a short space of time. Now, can I put that there and it won't get destroyed? I think so. That's why I made 2. Great. One there and one there. Thank you. Now, seeing as I don't really... Oh, yeah, actually, I've got 10 minutes. Let's get down there. They're going to start running. I'm just going to dump some around here. 1, 2, 3. You know, even at full pace, I'm not going to fall on these spikes. I'm going to fall on the block ahead of it. And yeah, so it's actually quite safe to put them there, which will be great. So we'll see if I can actually survive this horde using this. But I know I have done it 100 times before. It's going to be very unlucky if I don't manage to survive it. Because if stuff gets bad, all I need to do is stay on top. Okay? It's that simple. Now I've only got 3 healths, so I've got 3 chances to jump down and loot, but that should be more than enough. Now I want to get rid of the last of this stuff, chuck my water in here in case I run out of stamina, and have that at the ready as well. I'll also want to put away these extra things there. Sutho, sorry man, you can't join this one. This is just the tutorial. I'm just running through how a single player can get through the first 7 days. So here we go. Oh, they're coming from this way. Cool. They'll try and run up the ramps depending on where I'm standing. So notice here, they've gotten stuck in the traps as they're supposed to. Now see, as soon as they fill up one place, move to another. And obviously, it's still not very easy to see them because I didn't put up any lights or anything like that. But now that I'm standing on this side, firing at the last place I stood, this is the strategy to run with on this particular base. Because while this is happening, these guys will be stacking up there, right? Because they always track towards you. The sucky thing is that, like you saw there, there's going to be a lot of bodies popping. But if you want to survive and not get the loot, this is one way to do it. You can also hit them like before they even come in, before they get to your traps. I should have, yeah, I actually could have done this the opposite way, which would be to put the log spikes over here and the barbed wire where I put the log spikes. See, if I'm down here, I know which way they're coming from now. If I get in trouble, I can always dodge around the spikes because they can't dodge as well as I can. And most of them will be crawling very soon. Hey, dude. Oh, there we go. Now I'm hoping on the kindness of strangers, basically, to set me up with some clothes that I'm going to turn into, what do you call it, that I'm going to turn into splints if I happen to get a busted leg. I didn't get any painkillers because there's usually some bugger that has them on them. Okay, where'd you go? You know what I mean? You can usually dodge. It's usually these girls that have painkillers. You can usually dodge and then they'll run into the traps. So just stay within your traps, just remembering where they are so you don't wind up in your own traps. Okay. Hey lady. So yeah, use your traps to your advantage, not the zombies. Not the zombies' advantage. Now with a little luck I can get out of this one. When that happens, when you're almost dead, jump back up on top, take a moment, get your bow out, that sort of thing. I'm not even going to need to use that crappy pistol I got, you know. It's that simple. Use your brain, not your brawns, especially on the first few hordes. And never stop thinking about better ways to do what you're doing. Because it's not that hard if you stick to the rules. And, well, basically knowing the rules often helps. And the rules are not very clear in this game. But they are all in the options that it shows you in the menus. Like everything you actually needed to know about this game, or everything that I came up with about this game, was actually listed in the menus. Okay, in the modded options. So it's all the stuff that you needed to watch out for is right there. So now that I've sort of gotten my health back, I should be able to jump back down there. Because they haven't actually done that much damage to me. One bummer was that. Hey, what are you doing out there, buddy? He's like stuck in a hole. I'll take care of that. Oops, I jumped too well on that. There's 1, 2, let's do you, buddy. You do you. Or I'll do you. There we go. Another way to stop, like, getting stunned, there's 2 ways I know of. One's painkillers, the other one is beer. So yeah, it would have been a great idea for me to grab some painkillers. Because while you're looting, you obviously can't see who's going to be attacking you. So what I'm going to do there is dump some more. You know, there's no reason you can't put some more down. Just like so. Get around these guys. Have some fun with it. Try not to die. Keep an eye on your health. It's all stuff that you do naturally in every other game you play. If you're good at PvP, online bloody shoot your buddy in the face games, then this will be no surprise to you. You know, all the experience you got from every other game can be applied very easily, very simply to this game. Alright. Okay, buddy. You're gonna be... Ooh. Oh, come on, dude. Get down. I'm not actually that bad off for that one. But I'll get up here anyway and take a moment. Because often when you're hurt, they'll know about it, and a few more will arrive just at the right time. for them, not for you. I'm trying to kill them when they're on a space that's clear. You don't want to kill them that they're on a space that is already occupied by a body. Come on, get stuck in some of those, please. That would be nice. I could have used, what do you call it, wood frames all around this thing, instead of those wood plates. Ooh, damn. Because you can't shoot through the wood plates, obviously. I'll just see if I can crack this big guy over here. Looks like there's a burnt zombie over there as well that's not doing too well. He's stuck in the dirt. I'm not sure what the glitch is there. There's like 4 of them. Maybe I didn't notice that I had built a hole. There's a hole in the ground. So yeah, like I said, pretty easy. This base is more than sufficient to last that whole Horde night, which is going to go right through till 6 o'clock in the morning for this level, because I've set it to the 16-hour day version of 7 Days to Die, which is actually the default version. I've been playing it on the easy mode for ages, playing 18 hours, you know. Watch out for those guys, they hit the heaviest, man. Ow. Okay. I could have built like massive walls of these, but basically, what's the point? You can't run around them. You know? And just like that, lady is stuck. Give me your stuff, lady. Thank you. That's exactly what I bloody needed. That's what I was looking for, that whole loot mission down there. There's certain zombies that you want to loot more for what they have than others. Let's use that. Drink some of that water that I've picked up, you know? Because, yeah, the painkillers will actually dehydrate you. And that's no fun. And while I'm at it, you know, up here I can make another bow because mine is getting busted. But that's usual, you know. There's usually a bow breaking at this stage of the game. You could always go ahead and make 2 before you start. That way all you need to do is look in your inventory and pull it out. You know, whip it out. Not in that way, because then you'll get banned from Twitch and YouTube. And nobody wants to see it. And if she does want to see it, she'll ask. So that's all I'm going to say about that, kids. Alright, as we can tell, it sort of met a lull in the zombie horde. So it sort of does come in waves. So, oh man, those are totally in the wrong spot. I really messed that up. Oh, now I'm stuck in my own damn traps, which is exactly what I didn't want to do. But it's, yeah, it's not as bad as I thought. Okay, let's check out a couple more over here. One there. I'd really want to go through and destroy some of these bodies, take some things out. You know, she sprained my leg, so somebody's got to give me some cloth or something soon. One of you beastly bastards better give me something. And not a hiding, thank you. A hiding is not what I'm after. Yeah, get down, boogie. Ooh. Little bastard. Also jump over those bodies. Obviously I'm not doing a great job because I've got a sprained ankle. But that's all good. In emergencies, if you haven't got any cloth and you need some, use your shirt, man. That's what it's for. Or in this case, my shirt's better than my bandana. You can use your bandana. So I'm going to do that, because usually I'd have a couple on me, but I went through and I dumped them all. So see what I did there. I just hit recipes and it'll bring up the recipes that I can make with that, because I know it's cloth. So here we go, use that. Great, wonderful, excellent. My painkillers have worn off, so I'll take another one of those. And I will actually have a drink, just to get some of that back. And I can always go back to the other base and collect anything I want whenever I want, which is probably now is a good time, because I'm about to use this. I didn't need to use it right then, but hell, why not? Sure, I was going to break my leg on that. They'll still follow me. Those guys will be stuck for a little while, and the rest of them should be stuck on the other side of this building. I'm just going to pick up some resources here that I want to keep. The chests on top of my on top of that horde base were actually meant as drop chests, so if you picked up too much loot, you could always grab a few of those. Hey look, there's a beer. Let's grab that beer and a painkiller there. Drop those, scrap those. What else can I take? I might just deal with these ones, because my health is actually a lot lower than I'm used to. You know, I'm used to sitting on 250 health, which is why I had those things. But yeah, in fact, I'm going to take them anyway, because you never know when you're going to get hit by 4 at a time. And I'll use those if I get into trouble, and keep the other ones in my inventory so that I can use them if I'm bleeding out but only had taken a small amount of damage. See, and they're still all over there stuck and crap like that. If I get close enough to these guys, I should be able to... Oh, what the hell are you doing, you idiot? You and your buddies. Come on, where's that lady gone? There they are. They're all stuck in there. So, yeah, good idea not to have holes and stuff around your base. I just completely forgot that that hole was there, or at least I didn't see it when I should have. Another way to get those guys is to actually go within a block range of them, so that they can, they'll be able to jump then. They won't be able to jump until you're in a certain range. Okay, where did you get stuck, bud? Oh, he's right here. He didn't get stuck. I can't really jump down, but what I can do is walk off onto there. Oh, he finally came. Awesome, dude. Oh yeah, that's pretty straightforward. 7th night horde. If you want to survive, there's smart ways of doing it. If you don't, you'll know about it, because you'll be dead and you'll be running for your backpack robot now. And obviously it's not the most badass way of doing it, it's just the way to survive. Yeah, it's just about surviving. It is a survival horde game. Survive that damn horde. Oh, you evil bastard. This guy is giving me grief. Now another good item, or a block that you can use instead of these, which is much sturdier in the later hordes, is actually the iron bars. And for those, you will need 100 iron and like 20 clay for each one. So basically what I did to get enough was fill up my forge with 30,000 iron and clay 3 times to get enough to do a building the size of that police station that I just ran from. Right. So it takes a lot. Most of the time that's what I'm getting iron for, is actually to make iron bars, because I can shoot through them. They make a good floor. In this situation they're a lot hardier than the other sorts of frames that you can shoot through. Like, you know, you can use rebar and shoot through those. This guy's pissing me off. But basically, oh crap.
I didn't even know you could shoot through boss frames.
Oh, cool. Yeah, man. It's just one of those tricks. They'll probably patch it. You know, I say they'd patch it by the next one. So you've got a few months just to use this glitch to get you through. After that, I'll have to come up with a new and improved version for the new update. I'm just speculating though. I shouldn't speculate. They might not fix it. But I'd say they weren't meant to be used like this, and it makes it very, very easy to win the game. It is an exploit. Hopefully they at least leave being able to shoot through the what do you call it, the iron bars in, because it makes sense that you'd be able to shoot through iron bars, you know. Sure, occasionally, you know, I wouldn't fire my rocket launcher through iron bars because they occasionally hit the bars. So yeah, watch out for that. And as always, headshots, headshots, headshots. You'll always get more experience for headshots. Do it, do it, do it. Oh, fuck. Yeah, you'll always get more experience for headshots. So aim for the head whenever you can. I can hear somebody behind me. Who is behind me? It's lady. Okay, no, it's not a lady. Sorry. Sorry about that guy. I don't know why you thought you were a lady. You had a bit of a limp going on there. Oh, he's one of those zombies that has just glitched because I managed to.
Zombies die through fall damage.
I don't believe they can die on the console version through fall damage. They can take damage, break legs, get stunned, but not actually fully die. So that's why you won't find any drop fall bases on my streams or anything like that, because I can't see the point in spending all that time digging a hole when it's only going to do as much damage as 2 arrows. You know, what's 2 arrows in the greater scheme of things? You know, look. So yeah, they do take damage, they just don't. I haven't seen one get killed from it on the console, even at like 100 and 150 blocks. Oh, you evil bastard, I want to turn you into pieces. Okay, I'm gonna have to run away again, but that's why it's good to get good at jumping up those steps. So I'll take that. I will take one of these when it lets me. There we go. Drink some more water, and I'm gonna have a beer just so.
I have a fall base.
Oh, you have a fall base. Oh yeah. Does it do the same? Does it work for you? No, as long as it works for you. If that's the way you want to play, then. No, power to the people. You play it how you want to play it. I'm just pointing out the way I play it and the reasons why I play it that way. Because I usually only have two hours a day to play this game. So I want to make the most of it, and I don't want to be wasting my time doing something that's not going to give me a very big payback at the end of it. Oh, yeah, I really do want to effectively use my time. Oops. That's why I would have normally mown the lawn out here.
But the dogs can die through fall damage.
The dogs can die. Oh, sweet. At least something dies through fall damage. Is that feral? It's worth it? Oh, yeah. Well, my other base, they can't get in, they can't damage it. You know, my end game base, they barely do damage to it, I should say. They have damaged it. And it's completely lootable and low maintenance, and it took a lot less effort than digging a pit has ever taken me. Even with explosives, you know, you can always use explosives. But I've found better uses for explosives, mainly to do with player versus player though, so. Yeah, but there are, lots of people that love fall bases. It's just not my thing. I'd rather have them right in front of me and deal to them that way. Okay, where's my next assailant coming from? Oi, 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 oi. I can hear them, but I cannot see them. Alright, that's probably the first damage that's taken ever. You know, I probably didn't need to put a whole lot around these, just, you know, 4 around each one probably would have been more than enough. I can hear you. Where are you? He's not helping me. Alright. Oh, there you are. Oh, dodgy. Dodge that, bitch. Alright. What do you got? See, not much awesome loot out here, but still some loot. Some loot is better than no loot. And there are, you know, there is a undefeatable base that you can actually make from the start involving cobblestone and stuff like that, but some people that are just starting out find it easier just to do something simple, even though to me it's simple. It's but I've been playing for nearly 2 years on the console, so it's probably just experience talking. Oh yes, so I'm at that point where I can dump some stuff in the chest that I made especially to dump some stuff in. Finally, that's what that, use the chest, that's what they're for, okay? I'm carrying around steel arrows as well, bugger. I want to drop everything except the fat, the bones and the rotten flesh. Actually can eat those, and like I said, this is only on high spawn, I think. I'll have to check at the end, so stick around at the end just to see what the settings were, so that you can tell what to, you know, you have an idea of what to expect. I usually show them at the end, and I have been showing them at the end of the video for most of these. Look, I took that fat even though I said hold on to it. Yeah, so fat, bones and flesh, those I hang on to because I'm constantly chopping up bodies, you know. All the rest can, you know, it doesn't really matter. Anyway, you get rid of those, get rid of that. See, I didn't even need the gun. I probably could have had it in here somewhere. But yeah, I didn't really need it. Can get by on the bow and arrow if you spend a lot of time practicing at the start, trying to get good with the damn thing. And that's what that first 6 days, you'll probably would have noticed that That's pretty much all I did, was kill them with the bow and arrow, just to get my level up to over 10, which is probably the safest level to start dealing to zombies with, starting out. See, now another thing that's happened here is that a few have gotten stuck. Okay, so that's why they're not spawning. It's also possible that there are a few over at the other base slowly making their way inside, but too slowly on this type of night. You know, this early, 3,000, you know, 3,000 concrete block is a pretty hard task for one zombie to do in one horde night. For 6 zombies in one horde night, that's a different story. If you get 6 in one spot, they're going to peel through a 3,000 hit point block pretty quickly. Yeah, as you can tell, day 7 is over. We've got 3 hours left and I haven't died. So that is, I can say, pretty much so far, quest completed. Surviving 7 days tutorial has been pretty awesome for me to go through everything that I've been trying to get straight in my own head, and trying to involve as much information about what I've learnt to do with this game from start to finish. So yeah, it's kind of been fun for me to do something like this. It actually tests my knowledge and puts me on the spot with people asking questions that, you know, most of the time, if I don't know the answer, I'll like to say that I don't know the answer. It doesn't mean I'm stupid. It just means that I don't know the answer. And once I find that answer out, because I know the question, then I can actually do better at my game. So now that I'm sick and bored of sitting up here, what I will do is hop down and go find where that disgusting noise is coming from. Here we go. Hey buddy, what are you doing down here? Sounds like you're having trouble. He says, you can't hit me, I'm invincible. I'm the crawler of invincibility. Yeah, note to self and to viewers, this is a bad idea. Getting in a hole on Horde night, bad frickin' idea. And never do that. That was just dumb. Okay, like I said, think things through before you do it. Take a breath. Maybe shut your pie hole for a second so you can gather your thoughts. Especially if you're a recovering talkaholic like I am. So, ta-da, look, I'm going to go back to the other base. I'm going to check that that's all intact. And then if there's zombies over there, I'm going to kill them too. I'm going to bring them some killing, hand it to them on a silver platter, and then loot their dead, lifeless corpses. Well, double lifeless, I suppose. They are just the zombies. So we had one guy who, for some reason unknown to me, actually got hit by my random arrow firing that never hits when they're doing that stupid glitch jump thing that he was doing. Like I said, it must be the luckiest tutorial, or at least the luckiest starting of the game that I've ever had. Let's get back in here, make some traps, because what I want to do is jump down there and drop a few on the corners in places that I can fire upon them. So I'll show you sort of where they're going to go before I go and do them. Is that all I can make? No, there we go. Cool, that'll be awesome. So that's an easy spot to fire on. I'll put some over there. Oh, there's a door there. I'm not going to put them right there. I'll put them a little bit further down so that I can fire on them from there. You know, it's just little shit like that. That's a good spot to put one. And I can get them to run there, can't I? You know, if I come over here, she's going to run over here. Sweet. So, ta-da. I'd also want to put my barbed wire fences under where I'm standing. as well, because then they get stuck there too. Look, she's already stuck in there. God damn, what a bummer for you, lady. You are not having a nice day. And I will not be the person that lets you have a bad day without me there to see it, okay? I just wish you'd poke your head out of that stair so that I can put an arrow in it. Oh, right in the neck, but not enough. Oh, damn you, woman. Evil woman. That's how we like it. Okay, let's do a couple of these, just to fuck with them. Okay, I've just got to make sure that I can see where they fucking are. There we go, 2 will be fine there. Go past my door, as I was explaining. 2 over here. Let's do a couple here. Oh, hello lady. Where's that door? Oh, it's not a lady. Hiya buddy, it's you again. Oh, sweet. I fucking disintegrated him. He is kaput finito. Completely fucked. Right, so this place seemed to weather the storm as I knew it would. We probably could have cranked it up a little higher to like very high spawn or something, because I'm feeling like this wasn't as exciting as it could have been. But I was also very aware that I wouldn't be much of an advisor if I couldn't survive this Horde night, you know? If I couldn't even survive till tonight. Come on guys, here I am. Follow me, let's have some fun. Okay lady. Come on dude. Be a good guy. Okay. I gotta remember my beer has worn off and they are notoriously good at messing me up. So that's just because I am no good at these sorts of quick paced. Whoa, holy crap. Whoa, lady, give me a break. Gee. That was not cool. Give me a fucking break. Like I said, I'm not good at these sorts of games. The quick pace part of it. I'm good at the strategy. It's like I would be amazing at games like Black Ops and stuff if I actually could put my crosshairs on the right spot of that forehead in order to blow everybody away a lot sooner than I managed to when I'm playing that game. Because the strategy behind it is very, you know, I'm very interested in the strategy of those games. It's just the execution, I find myself falling very short in that respect. So yeah, that's probably why I play these games a bit more often, is because they require thought and a bit of crafting and creativity and resource management, time management, and it all works in the end. Oh. You know, you put a whole bunch of good stuff together and you wind up making a very nice pie, so to speak. Who's next? I think they're almost done. I think they're almost sick of me tonight. That is good news. Because I'm about ready to end this stream. But to be sure, I've got to get right through till 6 o'clock because the Horde night is not over until it turns to day, right? So I'm going to stick around and just see what happens. Sometimes there's a final burst and they all come rushing, but it's been a long time since I've seen that. It has been a long time indeed. Probably it's pre this update, so in fact it may never happen again. That one is just way too far away. My bad. Easily fixed though, you could just chuck another block on there. It's not like it's a life-ending situation. But yeah, I will go back to that other little horde base, see if there's anything going on there. But as far as I can tell, that's as far as they're gonna mess with me tonight. The rest of it is all straightforward mucking about and cleaning up. If you want to have more zombies approach your base after horde night, don't clean up the bodies. They act a little like the heat from a forge and a campfire and will attract zombies. So if that's your plan, to attract more screamers and more zombies, then definitely leave the bodies around. I would warn though that that sort of thing also adds to the chances of a blue screen, because you got more data being stored in your random access memory of your of the game's memory system. So when you're pushing it right to the limit and then something happens, like 20 zombies run around the corner and 3 get stuck and 6 are jumping, it will crash your computer because it's trying to do too many things. If you've seen Rick and Morty, there's an episode in there where they're stuck in that simulation, and of course Rick and Morty decide to do. Rick decides, without our knowledge, to have a concert in which he's going to tell all these people the secret formula to his. I don't know whether it was the fuel he was making or the formula for something that was involved in his trans-dimensional teleporting gun. But yeah, he made them do all these different tricks all at once and basically crashed the computer so it was locked up, and then managed to escape the simulation inside another simulation. So yeah, it was very cool episode. I'd suggest watching that as well. It has been one of my favourite shows, animated shows, in a long time. Simpsons used to be cool 20 years ago, but they sort of took a very downward spiral. But yeah, there we go. I pretty much call that a night. I'd say there's only going to be a couple more, so I won't put you through that. I knew I wanted to get right through the whole night to prove that I could do it. Oh wait, we have our lone spider zombie. So apparently they're not done with me yet. This guy's going to be a lot harder, because with these pillars, you'll probably notice right now, his head is stuck right inside that pillar. You can't get a headshot on this guy in this state. But luckily, his sweet spot is actually not the top of his head like most other zombies. It's actually at the base of the neck. So there's a chance I could actually pop him like there. What are the chances? There's been like 3 things happen that I've pretty much said were going to happen. Oh dear. Just might be a good day for my personal intuition. That would be all. So if you've liked these tutorials and you'd like to see me do some more, I'd probably want to get, say, half the current subscriptions and likes, and then I will continue doing some more along these lines of survival, solo and survival multiplayer. As Grosh suggested, it might be a good idea for me to also go and do a PvP version with some ideas and explanations about those ideas to do with how to defend yourself against PvP. Of course, yeah, whenever you're watching, if you're watching this at any time, just drop a comment in there what you think I should do about that. I know I'll probably do it anyway, but yeah, I'd always love some more feedback, and yeah, at the end of the day, you're the people watching it. I'm just making it. And I'm having fun while doing it, so not in particular, in no way in particular does it bother me to do one thing or the other. Because if you know me personally, you'll know I have 100 ideas about the smallest subject and 1,000 about the largest, and they never stop coming. That's why I hold on Friday nights in New Zealand Standard Time from probably around 8 o'clock till late. I hold a chilling conversation piece where I just sit in front of the camera and do some drawing or play the guitar badly and sing even worse, in which people can just ask random questions about everything. Nothing's off limits. There are of course rules, as in, you know, be kind to one another, but I don't feed the trolls. I will try my best not to do that as well. You know, it's just basic common courtesy and tolerable polite behaviour. I don't mind banter. I don't mind giving somebody some crap if they give me crap, as long as I can sense that it's in a joking way. It's not in a malicious trying to really hurt somebody's feelings or getting personal over stuff that is, you know, at the end of the day, these are all just opinions. Just like this tutorial is my opinion of how I would play the game to survive. And it doesn't mean it's right, it doesn't mean it's wrong, it just means that it's my opinion. And everybody's entitled to that, everybody's entitled to their own perspective on anything. And we should be more tolerant as a society, or at least as individuals, leading into what I'd like to see as a great future for not only myself, but my children and grandchildren. I'd hate for them to grow up in a world where there is as much prejudice and trolling hatred, could we call it that, that I have seen across the internet in the past 20 years. It's terrible, but you know, I think overall humanity is growing in consciousness and things are getting better. It's just one person at a time. It's not whole groups of people. I don't really think we should be banding together in big groups and making bold statements about beliefs and opinions, because it really doesn't serve any purpose other than getting a mob with pitchforks and fucking torches together to destroy either a minority or do the dirty work of larger, maybe more nefarious groups of people who think they can manipulate the less illuminated population. It is a strange and wonderful world we live in, and there's beautiful things everywhere, but of course there is that thing called balance, and you can't have beauty and love without ugliness and hate, and that is not something that I would like to see in the future from anybody I know. My friends in particular are people that I choose to hang around with because of their nature and the way they treat the people close to them and around them and their friends, and that's cool. That's what I've chosen to do. I also go out of my way to help people, even if, say, they're not that greater people, but I can, you know, I'm soft like that. I see a lot of potential even in some of the worst people. Call it a weakness, call it a strength, call it what you like. It is what it is, and we're all different. So once again, thanks for watching. If you want me to do more of these, give me 26 likes and I will do it. As soon as that hits 26, I'm away and laughing. Maybe, yeah, geez, should I do 26 across the whole 7? Yeah, 7. You know, because I'm just thinking half my current subscription, if they gave me a like each for this, I would do another set and do some Q&As and some playing with subs, because as of now this is going to be my Playing with Subs channel. Anybody that's subscribed that would like to play can jump in and get in on the game, get in on the party, and get in the stream. I will be picking a day for that to go ahead. That fits into my schedule and hopefully into the schedule of the people who would like to play with me. So, well, play this game alongside me. That's probably a better phrasing of that situation. But yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching the tutorial, and I will catch you again next time. Vypran signing out. Peace, everybody.